Nestled in the piney woods of Texas, in a city that is most known for housing prisoners and a small-town life, is Sam Houston State University, home of the Bearkats. Huntsville, Texas, populated by a little more than 30,000 people, holds the same value as any other town in this state. Football is a way of life.
7. Eric Sosa sacked by number 47.
In 2011, the Sam Houston State football team won a perfect 11-0 in the regular season. The team made school history by becoming the first team in 96 years to do so. With the support of their community, the Bearkats continued to win week after week.
In my time at Sam, which has been a while now, I've been here for 5 years, I've never seen anything like it. Just the energy and just sort of the overall morale from the school, from the students, who if you looked the year before, you didn't see that many orange shirts in the stands, and in this case, you've got them on both sides. You know, normally you would go and the folks that buy season tickets, they're there because they buy season tickets. But even the students that could get there for free, just with a Bearkat One card, weren't showing up for the games. And you noticed that in the years before. And it wasn't just because, you know, they weren't winning or whatever the case may be. There was something lacking there in the connection between the community, and not just the university, but just the community overall and the football team. And that changed drastically last season.
The season had many ups and downs, including a hard-fought battle against FBS opponent New Mexico, but the Bearkats prevailed with a 48-45 win in overtime, keeping their undefeated streak alive. One game fans always mark on their calendar every year is against longtime rival Stephen F. Austin in the Battle of the Piney Woods.
Who's going to win the game?
Us, of course. I think we have a even better team than last year, which is hard to say, but people kind of studied us more now. But I think we're going to destroy them.
I mean, it's not really a rivalry because we're going to win. We always do and we always will.
I have a couple friends from Nacogdoches that go to SFA, and they've been talking trash this week, so I'm ready to live it up and witness another win for the Bearkats again.
This game determines a lot because this game is more important than really the whole season because it's SFA. Like, they were purple because they like, we got to win. If we don't win, then it's not looking good for the rest of the year.
Sam Houston would go on to win that game easily 45-10, which boosted the Bearkats' confidence even more. Their season play earned them their 4th ever Southland Conference title and the first as undisputed Southland Conference champions. The Bearkats' season propelled them into the playoffs with a first-round bye and a number 1 ranking. The 2011 football team earned Sam Houston its highest national poll ranking in its 25-year NCAA Division I FCS history. Stony Brook would be the first opponent the Bearkats faced on their quest for the national championship. Sam Houston went on to win that game 34-27, also beating Montana State 49-13 in the quarterfinals and squeaking by Montana 31-28 in the semifinals. The Bearkats were fortunate to play all games in front of a supportive Huntsville crowd. They would go on to a perfect 9-0 at Bauer Stadium for only the 6th time in stadium history. Up next, the national championship game in Frisco, Texas. Their opponent, the North Dakota State Bison. Little did they know, the Bison were out to ruin their perfect season.
Long snap now, trying to draw the Bison offside. Now takes the snap. Hit once, thrown back. Now pulled to the side from his left, and the Bison defense is held.
Well, North Dakota State played better than we did. Part of that might have been the fact that they'd been there the year before and had made it to the quarterfinals and barely got beat by the team that ended up winning the national championship, Eastern Washington. So I think sometimes you got to have a little bit of history. Not very often does a team come out of nowhere and win a national championship.
North Dakota State was the real deal. When I looked at those guys come out on the field, how big their linemen were, like they were mammoth-sized guys. Like this was the one game. There may have been another throughout the season, but this was one of the few games I would say in the season where our linemen didn't look so big. They didn't look like very big guys. And so if you look back at the game, you can tell that there's a noticeable size difference between the defensive linemen of North Dakota State and the Sam Houston State offensive linemen. And in a normal situation, the O-line is going to be bigger than the D-line.
I mean, we didn't play as hard. I don't think so. I mean, you can say that some players played hard, some didn't, but at the end of the day, it's a team sport. They pretty much outplayed us. I mean, it's hard, but I mean, I'm not too worried about it. At the same time, after the game, I sat there on the field. I watched them celebrate because I wanted to see what it felt like. I mean, and I just took that as motivation for next season.
Out of the pistol, takes a belt high snap, a nice rush, steps up, fires across the middle. It's complete for a first down to Williams, breaks a tackle toward the left. Jensen under center, 1st and 10 from the Sam Houston 39, and a screen across the middle to DJ McNorton up the middle of the 30, 20, 15, 10, goal line, DJ.
With a lackluster performance by the offense, the Bearcats would lose that game 17-6.
Pistol. Bell takes the snap, gives it straight ahead, and Flanders is met and thrown back. It depends on the spot. He does not have it. The Bison defense holds. What a great play by Cole Jerick and friends. On the 24, he gives on the dive to Flanders, who is buried by Ryan Trumpo. 15 today, 3rd and 13 from its 40.
The football team would have to settle with a record of 14-1. 14. The most victories in one season in Sam Houston State football history. 2011 would also mark the first time Sam Houston would appear in the national finals.
We had a very good season last year. I mean, I think it all started in the spring. I mean, after we went 6-5 in 2010, our team was pretty much just focused on becoming the best team in the Southland Conference and the best team in the nation. So I mean, ever since then, like we just been working hard, especially when we played our first couple of games and we won. I mean, we knew for a fact after we beat New Mexico that we should have a very good chance of going to the national championship.
Well, the big part of it is, putting that season behind us and understand that we got to get better. I've made it no secret with our players and fans or anybody that we've got a much tougher schedule this season than we had last year. And we're going to have to be better in order to have the same type of success that we experienced in 2011. So we've just worked hard in the weight room, pumping iron, getting stronger, getting quicker, getting faster, and also expanding our schemes so that we're a little bit different and more diverse than we were last season.
The success of the 2011 season can be contributed to many factors, including the resilient play of the defense led by Darius and Darnell Taylor, the solid play of sophomore quarterback Brian Bell, or possibly the Southland Player of the Year, Timothy Flanders.
Takes the snap, turns and gives it to Flanders. He darts to the right at the 15, wants to turn the corner, does at the 10 to the sideline, pushed out of bounds.
Tim Flanders, a sophomore from Midwest City, Oklahoma, set the Southland Conference's single-season record in total touchdowns with 22, and also for most rushing touchdowns with 20.
In a situation when the game gets tough And if Brian Bell's struggling, whatever the case may be, that's who they're going to rely on. Fail or succeed, it's going to be Tim Flanders. And so when a guy is that important to what you do, then you kind of got to give him the recognition for that.
Many of the people around Huntsville and across the nation would attribute the success to head coach Willie Fritz. In 2010 and 2011, Willie Fritz piled up a record of 20-6, which is the best 2-year mark in the program's 96-year history.
He's a different type of coach. He expects 110% out of everybody each and every day. I mean, that's just the main thing. I mean, he's very hard on our players, but at the same time, I mean, he cares about us as people too. I mean, he said he wants us to do well in the classroom all the time.
Coach Fritz is in his first year, or in his second year last season, and it's just like a complete turnaround. Like you see the 2010 season when he comes in, there's an immediate improvement, but you could only do so much with the players that he had. Trying to piece everything together, kind of last minute in a sense. The fact that he's new to heading the program, so they maximized what they could with what they had in the first season. And that carried over into the second season when I think they exceeded expectations on the football field.
So where does this team go from here? Is this team playing for revenge or redemption?
3-receiver formation, takes the snap, looks right, pump fake, throws it up the right sideline. It's intercepted by Pike, who steps out of bounds at the Sam Houston State 47-yard line, and the Bison can begin to celebrate. 2, 1, it's over! A fairy tale finish to a magical season. The NDSU Bison are national champions.